The last thing I ever wanted to do.
I know that's not what you want to do, but that's just the way that it is. Don't you care what people think? Doesn't it bother you that people are making you out to be a joke and that I'm going to be included in that? Do you think that's right? Do you?
You ain't gonna believe this, but you used to fit right here. I'd hold you up and say to your mother, this kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew. And you grew up good and wonderful. It was great just watching you every day. It was like a privilege. Then the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Your face? She said, what? I said, please stop urinating on your face. And she starts to giggle like crazy. As soon as she's giggled, I've interrupted her pattern. I anchor her feeling good. I anchor her in laughter. Till pretty soon I can just touch her in a certain way and she starts giggling. Well, long story short, I get her on stage and I get her to do what I've asked you to do. I get her to feel absolutely incredibly strong. And then I anchor that feeling over and over and over again, where she feels strong, where she feels sexy, where she feels in charge. Then all I have her do is rehearse in her mind over and over again somebody rejecting her, but she feeling stronger. Well, the more they reject her, the stronger she gets. Then I had her pick a role model. She picked Jacqueline Bisset, somebody who she thought could get a date with any man. And I had her imagine that Jacqueline had taken over her body, and no matter what a man did to reject her, she would still get the date. And she was to actually watch what Jacqueline did with her body and her face and her voice to make that happen. So she had a role model. And she practiced it over and over again. With the more rejection she got, the more committed she got to getting the date. Well, to make a long story short, after about 20 minutes of conditioning, this woman was a monster. I then unleashed her on the men in the audience. I said, pick out a man in this audience you'd like to have a date with. Well, I got to tell you the truth. When she pointed to the group, most of the guys ducked their head. But she went out there and took this guy out of the audience, and sure enough, she said, I want to go on a date with you. He looked at me like what to say. I said, reject her viciously. Tell her she's a fat slob and she's ugly. So he did, but while he was screaming at her, she was firing off her positive anchor. So sure enough, he's going, you're a fat slob and you're ugly, and she's feeling good. Fat slob and you're ugly, and she's feeling good. Fat slob and you're ugly, she's feeling strong. She goes, you're right, I may be overweight, but there's a great woman inside of here. You talk about a shift. And that kind of thing can happen for anybody. Little sideline to the story. 2 days later, the seminar is 3 days long. 2 days later, she comes up and shares with the audience. She said, you know, this thing has changed my entire life. Some of you men have discovered that. And she said, I want you to know something. The reason why I gained so much weight, I just finally realized. She said, I was sexually abused by my father from the time I was 5 years old until I was 12. And she said, believe it or not, when I was 12 years old, my father stopped sexually molesting me and started molesting my other sisters, and I felt rejected. Can you believe that people could create that kind of association? She said, I hated it when it was happening, but then I felt even worse because now he didn't even want me. She said, ever since that day, I've been doing this, and she pulled off a wig, and she was almost completely bald. She had little wisps of hair. She said, I've been pulling my hair out every day since then. And I had to share this story with you because for the last 2 days, it's been the first time since I was 12 years old when I haven't pulled my hair out. I want you to know, no matter how much fear you've got of rejection, it probably isn't anything close to that. No matter how many challenges you've got, it's probably nothing close to that. If you learn to condition yourself, you can change anything in your life. Rejection is something you don't ever have to fear again. Make it tough to feel rejected. Make yourself feel strong. Everyone has a right to their opinion. And if they don't like how things are right now, that's okay. You don't have to agree with them. You can listen, but you don't have to feel bad. Move ahead and allow rejection to drive you to be more committed and find a better way to get through to the people you're talking to. That'll give you some real power. And by the way, it's been now approximately 6 months. She's lost 58 pounds, and she has herself a boyfriend who seems to be having a good time with her. See, you can overcome any fear of rejection. It's your perception of yourself, by the way, that determines how most people respond to you. I mean, think about it. W. Mitchell may not be the most attractive man in the world visually, with his face scarred from the fires and sitting there in a wheelchair. Yet he attracted the woman of his dreams literally because he knows who he is on the inside, and his own perception of himself is so powerful that it affects the way everyone around him responds to him. And they don't reject this man en masse, they love him en masse. Love yourself and other people will love you as well. Here's your assignment. Pull out your success journal, and I want you to do the following. Write down 2 experiences in your life that you used to consider failures. You know, those horrible feelings used to make you feel bad. And I also want you to write down 2 experiences in your life where you felt rejected. 2 experiences where you felt like you failed, 2 where you felt rejected. And what I want you to do next to these 4 items is the following. I want you to write down a benefit that you got out of those experiences. I know it didn't feel like a benefit, but if there was one, acting as if there was one, what could you have benefited from out of that situation? Maybe it made you learn something. Maybe the pain of being rejected or the pain of feeling like you failed made you study harder in the future, or made you work harder, or made you more motivated, or made you more sensitive to other people who'd been rejected in the past. Have you had experiences like that? I want you to come up with a benefit, and then step 2, I want you to use the erasure technique so you destroy the negative feelings that you associated to that quote-unquote failure. In fact, it won't feel like failure anymore. And the same thing the thing used to call rejection. So what they become are learning experiences rather than big emotional things like failure and rejection. So please do your homework, and again, over the next 2 days, you'll be using your 3-dimensional holophonic subliminals to condition yourself for success. I'll see you on day 22. Till then, live with passion.
This program is continued on the next cassette.